Live from the Yellow Room, this is Peter Rodocker. My guest today has arguably the best laugh in town. From Alaska, this is Naomi Hooley.
Hi.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Tell us about what you're going to play today.
I'm going to play a song called Tornado, and the way I described it in my album was sometimes we hold the power that you don't always want, and that's the power to hurt somebody. So that's where that song came from. A pretty honest lament.
Right.
So
It's Tornado, Naomi Hooley.
A splintered side of a house and a kitchen sink, a black peacoat, the collar was mink, a silver bracelet and some old photographs just swirling around in the air. Destruction, did you see the sky? I leave a wreck everywhere I go, and I don't know why. And people and faith shattered to bits when they collide, just swirling around in the air. It's not how I love you, it's how I leave you when I go. And didn't anyone warn you that you were in love with a tornado, a tornado? Be too far from home, I gotta move out west, and life in these flatlands pick up speed and they get intense. I'm gonna hit the ground, I'm gonna punch down like a fast. And did you get too close? I didn't want you to see that. It's not how I love you, it's how I leave you when I go. And didn't anyone warn you that you were in love with a tornado, a tornado? It's not how I love you, it's how I leave you when I go. And didn't anyone warn you that you were in love with a tornado? Now there's a piece of you that's twisted around with nowhere to go. And that's because you fell in love with a tornado, a tornado. A tornado.
Our question of the day, why do you make music?
I make music to survive my life, and that's how I got into music as a kid. Was I had an instrument, and I was a lonely kid, didn't have a lot of friends, but I had this instrument that gave me something to express myself through, and writing songs was literally how I survived a lot of my childhood, and so I still kind of use that to survive my life, but I don't ever sit down to the piano and say, I'm gonna write a doozy. I write what is in my heart or what's around my life, and sometimes they're not my stories, sometimes they're someone else's too, but they affect me, but it's just to navigate a world that sometimes is hard to live in.
Yeah.
So
your CD release show at the Aladdin was honestly one of the best shows that I've seen in Portland.
Thank you.
Tell me about that show. What was that show to you?
That was, I call it like it was bigger than any wedding or anything, that could possibly happen in my life. It was the biggest night of my life. I was introducing myself to Portland and saying, here's me, here's my album, here's what I drove 3,000 miles to do. I came here with everything I had in the back of my truck to see if I could be a musician in Portland, to see if there was a place for me here. And so that was my, hey world, here's what I got. Do you like it? Do you care? Do I belong here anywhere? And everybody who was there, I think, felt the magic. Like there was an overwhelming response of love and acceptance and just openness to the music. And I felt like we all rose and fell together in that hour span of music. That doesn't always happen, but it was absolutely powerful and magical. And I told everyone I could die the next day and die a very happy person. That was great. And, it doesn't end there. I all of a sudden had nothing planned for November and December because I had put so much work into this, and then all of a sudden it was like, well, crap, I don't have anything on the calendar. I didn't plan anything beyond that because I put everything I had into being completely present in that moment. But, yeah.
So what's on the calendar now?
A lot. I'm trying to put together very intentional shows. I'm trying to pair with artists in town that make sense on a bill, that when people come to an event, they're excited to see everybody top to bottom. I'm trying to book a West Coast tour, so lots of house concerts and, a lot of throwing yourself out to the universe and a lot of rejection and, a lot of heartbreak that goes along with being completely ignored by people. And but just that's what I came here to do. I didn't come here to play patty cake. I came here to take this seriously and try and get my album out there. And underneath all that is working on another album.
Nice.
So probably at the beginning of next year, hopefully, there'll be a release. But in the meanwhile, we're really proud of. It was a great October, and we think it's a really strong record, and it represents me as an artist. So we're trying to just get that out to the world. So
yeah, see
what happens.
Well, thanks so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You made my girlfriend cry at your CD release show. This is Naomi Hooley.